We welcome you into a very special edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. My name is James Spoovy, play-by-play voice of your Northern Arizona Wranglers, along with our analyst, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, it's great to see you, my friend. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And as we turn that calendar page over to 2024, it's about time for some more Wranglers football, my friend, and I am very excited.
Yeah, it's amazing how the offseason goes so fast, right, JP? We're so busy with other stuff, with other football, but in a couple months, it is time for some Wranglers football. I cannot wait to get back up to Prescott Valley, brother.
It is going to be fun. We're going to have another season of Northern Arizona Wranglers football inside the Findlay Toyota Center. We'll also have the Wranglers Roundup coming your way as well every other Monday night, I believe. So we'll get confirmation on that as well as a location for that show coming up once again this season. We're excited to bring it to you as well. And tonight we're going to visit with one of the new signees for your Northern Arizona Wranglers. Mr. Shanon Reid joins us, a linebacker for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Shannon, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule and joining us from Charlotte, North Carolina tonight. Just tell us a little bit about your football background. We know you played before as a senior at SMU in Dallas. Previously, you were at Illinois State as well as Tennessee and Dunbar. Just walk us up a little bit through your football journey and how you ended up ultimately in Prescott Valley for the Wranglers.
First off, thank you guys for having me tonight. I say my journey started, like you said, back in Fort Myers, Florida, playing at Dunbar High School all 4 of my years, being under a great coach at the time, just soaking my knowledge from the older guys that I was around, just taking advantage of me being a varsity player all 4 years throughout high school, and then trying to take advantage of that at the next level when it came to college. So when it came to as far as colleges, I would say I was a top recruit as far as with 36 offers coming out of high school. So it was a little bit not, I would say, stressful, but I would say it was very beneficial / eye opening just to see how the recruiting side of everything went when it came to everything as far as coaches, the players, and what else came with trying to pick a college. I would say as far as college, I learned like really trust the process when it came to just development and strength and consistency when it came to just being a younger guy coming into college, learning plays, learning the new system, just getting organized when it came to being a better teammate and being a leader when it came to off the field, on and off the field. But I would say, as far as all of my roles, as far as that helped, especially when I first went to Tennessee, 2017 to 2019. First year, honestly, it was a rough year just trying to figure out my role as a player when it came in. Just, me coming in as a guy that I had so much expectations when it came to coming in, hoping that I could help the team perform to my abilities to the fullest, and then just trying to see how I could help better myself as far as that process becoming a freshman. And then that whole time when I was in Tennessee, that first year, my head coach that recruited me and that whole staff got fired, which was Butch Jones. Then that next year we had to find a new head coach, which was Jeremy Pruitt, and he ended up being there. I think I had him for 2 years, my sophomore and my junior year, before I ended up transferring to Illinois State. But I would say those 2 years, as far as just under his defense / schemes, I would say it was very beneficial, just as far as how I really used it to better myself as I continue to go up as far as the food, as far as learning defenses when it came to all the either different positions I switched to, or when it came to either just learning all the different schemes / schools that defense that were kind of different when it came to switching. So like once I left Tennessee, it was more of me being on the ball. When it came to the Illinois State, it was so everything once I went to Illinois State was Oh, okay. I know all that now because when I was at Tennessee, we were learning the same thing, but it was so like second nature. I was able to click when it came to it. So when I was on the field at Illinois State, it was really just reacting, just making sure I know my assignment, see ball, hit ball, let alone making sure my teammates are doing that. They're doing their job, knowing that I'm the uh, one of the older guys, so they look up to me when it came to being on the field, making sure everybody is confident on the field, making sure we all are one when it came to movement of the ball, making sure everybody knows their assignment and everything as far as Illinois State. And then I ended up transferring my last year to SMU in Dallas, Texas, which was a big decision as far as just because the year before was that COVID year. So it was kind of like a little odd when it came to that decision, which it was. I would say the decision was very beneficial when it came to it. Just like as far as just getting another, not even say more, get more knowledge as far as when it comes to football, of course, but also being at great a great university such as Southern Methodist. Just having that education there was great. Being in the grad program was so beneficial to the point where I think I only have like a semester left as far as last year. So I think any point in time, like when I get older or whenever I do get free time, for sure I'll go back and finish it. Especially if I only have a semester left in the program that I was in to get my master's. So it was very beneficial when it came to being at SMU, just taking advantage of all the opportunities that they have, especially like I said, Dallas. Like it really sells its stuff when it comes to SMU. And then now seeing that they're in the ACC is going to be 10 times better as far as all the opportunities that they're going to have coming in. And once again, shoot, they did a good year this year as far as going undefeated. Went in there, I would say they won the whole conference, only lost 2 games, which I would not expect, but I was hoping that those guys did, even though they knew their expectations once we left as far as all the seniors and what we had for those guys to do and what goals we set for them as far as coming into that next year after us leaving, like just keeping that tradition going as far as ending the year out strong. But I would say throughout all that process of just all the different colleges, it was very beneficial, and I wouldn't take it back. Slash, if I could, I'd do it all over.
Shannon, between your time at Tennessee, Illinois State, and SMU, of course, there's learning curves between every single program, as you mentioned. Did your style of playing linebacker or whatever roles that you had, did your style change at all between those three programs, or did you kind of stay true to yourself and do what you needed to do on the football field as a linebacker?
I would say when I was first at Tennessee, it kind of it was never established as far as a position for me when it came to inside linebacker because of the ability that I have as far as being able to be a versatile linebacker as far as being a run stop or pass coverage type of guy, just being off my body and how lean I am and how the advantage of me being able to cover guys in space, let alone still stop the run. It was more natural for me as far as to create basically both of those positions when it came to me either being, I would say the at the time at Tennessee it was either like what we have now, the money and the Mac position. So I was able to learn both of those positions when it came to me leaving Tennessee before I got to any of the other colleges, which made it 10 times beneficial because I was able to basically know what the guy next to me is going to do slash be available if somebody was to go down. I know I could step in that role and say, hey, I know that position slash just scoot over it or help the person next to me that probably isn't as confident, but at the same time, I know the role that they're already, I know the play that they're going to run slash I know what their job is at the time. So I can be very beneficial to when it came to helping the guy next to me. So I say I was very open to being versatile since the day I came in slash finding finding the fastest way slash the best way to get me on the field.
Shannon, it seems like you've been able to definitely not only pick the brains of each coach that you've had the opportunity to work with and be under the tutelage of, but also be able to take some of those skills along with you as you enter now the pro game. How do you think your game will translate into the indoor football league game where the field is half as long and just about half as wide as well? Have you thought about that a whole lot?
I think now being that I think it's going to be an advantage to me, like just being able to play quicker more, just because not saying I won't have to cover much space as far as I'm used to, but at the same time, just being able to know that it's not as wide as I'm used to, but at the same time, knowing that I can cover so much space that I was used to being covering before, but now it's a smaller area. So hopefully that shouldn't be, I wouldn't say it shouldn't affect me as far as just making plays slash being the person that I've
Now it's
always.
just trigger and go,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. Right.
Shannon, talk to us about your play style. How do you play that position of linebacker? We know it's going to be a physical game, as JP mentioned. It's a 50-yard war. It's a battle of attrition over the course of a 50-yard as opposed to 100 yards. Talk to us about your style and how you're going to have to adapt to a much shorter field and a much probably just as physical, if not more physical, play style because it is a shortened field.
I would say I think as far as just as it goes, I think I'll still be the same as far as the versatile player that I always been when it came to run stop defense, or if it comes to the passing slash just RPO game, when it comes to just knowing accepting something new slash the role that we're in now as far as the indoor league. Just trying to take advantage of the opportunity as far as creating those one-on-one blocks, getting off of them slash just attacking uh the ball carrier slash when I see him, or when it comes to just making plays at the end of the day. So I think most of it, I feel like I don't think it's gonna affect any of my style of play as far as like I'm just waiting for everybody to see it, honestly.
Hey, we're excited to see it as well, Shannon. And what does it mean to you to come into a place like Prescott Valley, Arizona, and play for a team like the Northern Arizona Wranglers with Coach Les Moss, who has done it at the highest level has won a championship as recent as 2 years ago? What does that mean to you as a player trying to take your game to the next level?
So first off, this is the craziest part about it. So earlier, before this year even started, I sat down and even wrote. Still to this day, I probably have it in my. I wrote it down and on a piece of paper that I always wanted to live in Arizona slash just see, live out there, see the scenery, and just honestly vibe kind of as far as that. Just because I always seen Arizona as a place that, as far as that, one day I would probably call home, but at the same time, I would love to go see it. So once I got this opportunity, I mean, what can I say? I kind of say it was like a sign from God for sure, especially just knowing that all the things I had to do, like certain obstacles that you have to face to get through certain situations, especially. But back to your question, like you said, I say Coach Les. Just talking to him when we first talked, it was crazy. Because before, when I would say early, probably 2000s, he even said it that he used to coach for the team back in Fort Myers, the Fort Myers Firecats. So it was just crazy just knowing that we both already connected off of that, just knowing like indoor football, knowing that the area like is kind of big in our area, but at the same time it's been a while since like you said, since Fort Myers Firecats. But I'm pretty sure if anything, regardless of the situation, I think most thing for me is I'm going to take advantage of what is Coach Let's say slash everything that he says, take it in, process it, write it down slash look at it as the knowledge as far as what can do better, or what can I improve in, or write down like basically what am I already doing and make sure it stays consistent slash, or just as far as just picking his brain, because I mean that's the best way to be a student of the game. Picking somebody else's brain that knows more information than you, because at the end of the day, the man with the most information is gonna win.
Of course, Shannon. Between now and when training camp comes when you have to report here. What are you going to do, workout wise, and try to get yourself mentally prepared? Oh, I think we lost him. You muted, JP.
Now you got me muted there. There we go, Ed. Sorry about that. I think we lost Shannon for a moment, but this young man, impressive. I cannot wait to see what he can do on the football field, Ed. And to really love the game like he does, to make his way from different school to different school. A lot of athletes, they won't go through that. They'll go one, maybe two stops and say, you know what? Unfortunately, they'll hang their head a lot of times and, hey, maybe football's not working out for me, and I'm going to stop trying. But it sounds like Shanon Reid still loves the game, and I can't wait to see what he can do on the football field. And like you said, it's coming up pretty shortly.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, he ramped up his play between Tennessee and Illinois State and SMU, getting Special Teams Player of the Year in 2022 between Illinois State and SMU, almost 150 tackles, 12 passes defensed, 4.5 tackles for loss. So this young man can get it done defensively, and I love the fact that he plays special teams. He got Special Teams Player of the Year, and JP, and the folks watching know how important special teams are to the success of a team, especially in the indoor football league. We talk about it on the broadcast all the time. All three phases have to be in complete harmony. They have to be in complete, the chemistry has to be there. If your special teams is off, then your offensive defense is going to struggle, and vice versa. If any other thing is off, but it's all on, then you're going to have a really good football team.
Well, you can almost bet that that was one of the attractive qualities to Mr. Shanon Reid, was the fact that he also plays special teams, and the versatility, as he talked about there as well when we spoke with him just a few minutes ago, is on display, and it should be on display as well up in Prescott Valley when the season kicks off on Saturday, March 16th against, guess who, the Arizona Rattlers. It's going to be an exciting season of Wranglers football as we welcome back Shanon Reid to the show right here. Shannon, join us one more time. I dropped my pen. We lost you there for a moment, unfortunately, but we were talking about your versatility while you were off air there for a moment, and
Yes,
I really think that's going to benefit you in the indoor football league game, especially given the fact, like me and Ed were talking about a moment ago, that you play special teams, which is going to come in
Oh
real
yeah,
handy in the
man.
IFL.
Right. I mean, special teams. That was I was always taught as far as just coming from high school to already have that mindset as far as special teams is one of the keys ways to honestly, like, as far as to get on an NFL roster. So when I came into college, just knowing that, I knew I had to make a determination as far as to find the ability to at least start on, I would say, if I wasn't playing at the time, like as far as example at Tennessee, I wasn't playing, I wasn't starting at linebacker. So I made sure effort that regardless of anything, I started on every special teams there was. So I literally started at first team on every special teams probably for the last 3 years when I was at Tennessee, to I went to Illinois State, the same thing. And when I went to SMU, I actually got special teams player of the year just because not even saying that I took it to the fullest mindset. I knew just how much separating myself and just taking advantage of the special teams reps that I had and putting it on film for all the coaches to see. I knew I basically stand out by myself when it came to all of those.
That tells us a lot about you as a football player, Shannon, the fact that you realize that, hey, you know what, sometimes it takes thinking outside the box to get noticed and really get yourself on a team, or maybe get yourself even on the field sometimes. And
Right.
can you imagine playing special teams for the Tennessee Volunteers and running down on a kickoff in Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee?
Right.
That has got to be some kind of goosebumps. Am I right?
Man, that right there. I mean, I wonder. I know now it's crazy, but just then, just me being from Fort Myers, just look used to the little numbers as far as just being at Dunbar Stadium. Man, oh my gosh, those games, especially the night games, especially when we played one game, we filled out the whole stadium. It was a night game. We played Florida. Never seen that stadium, like, when I say not even packed, but the way, like, it just sounded like on the field, like it was, everything was like it was too unreal / like you would think it was a video game. But I mean, just living in that moment.
We're
like,
talking 105,000 people,
right,
Ed.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. At a night game. Right. So just,
Unreal.
man,
That's crazy.
right.
Shannon, last one from me. What does solid special teams and solid defense do for a football team? What does that do for an offense and for the entire makeup of a football team during the course of a game if you're playing that well in those two phases of football?
I would say that means that your offense should be getting the ball back, slash capitalizing on whatever it is, making the offense create the other team's offense either create mistakes slash or they can't basically take advantage of anything that they're running because your defense is once again shut out. Then you got to think about it. Then you got to go to special teams, and if your special teams makes a play, let alone out of one of those probably special teams plays in the course, I don't know off the top of my head, but I know it's a percentage like as far as your chances goes up winning. That I know our special teams coach always told us like on the as far as before playing the game, as far as the explosive plays that you can make on special teams, like your chances of winning goes up when it comes to that. So the most, I would say, the more we can get our offense the ball back, that improves our chances of winning slash scoring on the board slash us being happy, everybody being happy. I think it's on mute.
You're muted, JP.
Yeah.
We're visiting here with Northern Arizona Wranglers linebacker Shanon Reid. Sorry, Ed, I'm in off-season mode, my friend, trying to get this this thing dialed back in for the Wranglers Roundup coming up here in about another month and a half or so. But Shanon, great getting to know you virtually here. We can't wait to see you in Prescott Valley coming up next month. Players are scheduled to report on February 28th, and then training camp starts. We get, as you're well aware, probably a very short week of training camp, or maybe a little bit more than a week, and then it is time to strap it up and go live against those Arizona Rattlers on Saturday, March 16th. Ed, it's going to be an exciting season.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Shannon, we are so excited to see you up there. We can't wait to see you. We'll come up on training camp and chop it up with you and get to know the other players, but we cannot wait for March 16th.
Man, me and you both.
Thank you so much for taking the time, Shanon. We appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the end of February up here in Prescott Valley for Northern Arizona Wranglers Football Training Camp 2024. Thank you, my friend. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Yes,
Thank you, Shannon.
Hey, y'all.